I am slightly on the fence with this one. My Dogs, Jinjin and Akida by Cho Jong-duk. I am obviously reading this wrong. It's another South Korean animated film. There are at least a couple of these every year. Well, how do I put it? So, the difference between passable films and great films usually lies in the detail. How certain characters and certain issues are presented, and how the eventual resolution or exploration of said themes is eventually executed. All of that makes the difference between bad, good, or even great. Likewise, the difference between passable and insufferable also lies in the details. For example, the main character of this story is this small child with a really weird complexion to his face. The way he's drawn, he looks like he's constantly fighting against influenza, which is distracting. And also, he's a mouth breather, apparently. He spends every waking moment of the film sighing, moaning, or again breathing with his mouth. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. Goes on and on and on and on and on. Sing it with me. Goes on and on and on and on and on. It's a bit annoying, that's what I'm trying to get at. And I do mean every moment of the film is like that, with him around. It gets old real fast, I have to say, but that's not even the biggest issue that I have with this film, because coming right after watching My Neighbor the Yamada, I can have this sort of perspective. But again, this film is also about family togetherness, in a sense. But whereas the Yamadas was about family togetherness celebrated because the family ultimately is a tight-knit group with individuals that love each other, this one seems to be about family togetherness no matter what. No matter if the dad is a dangerous, angry, drunk, alcoholic, deadbeat, or the mother is a devoted Christian to the point of, I'd like to say, fanaticism, that's the word. I guess the film tries to redeem these characters too at the end, but the execution, again, is all sorts of dubious, because they seem to somehow, some way, transform the very, very not savory scenes of, say, the alcoholic dad traumatizing his children into running gags. The tone is weird in this one because, again, what I thought at the beginning was about showing how terribly flawed and dangerous this parental figure was, and how much he preferred the dogs over the kids, the dogs of the title, by the way, which eventually causes the inciting incident in the middle of the film, I might add. But then the film seems to take a 180-degree turn on this one, and turning the dangerous and, quite frankly, not very good paternal habits of the father into a running gag. In fact, the ending is about the father forgetting the son after he took him on a ride with a motorcycle, because he was too drunk to remember him. Either that or he willfully abandoned him. But the reason why I am confused about that is because it seems to be framed as a light-hearted comedic moment to leave the audience happy with. The cheery music certainly suggests that. Again, this film has a few problems with its tone and also its narrative direction. The narrative, by the way, again, I mentioned before the man's dogs and his love for them. Well, the child thinks that he loves his dogs more than he loves him, so he causes an accident and one dog gets taken away. And the reason, apparently, the dangerous alcoholic dad was giving the dogs a treatment favor, it's because one of them was pregnant with puppies, which apparently is supposed to automatically excuse and justify his behavior to his family up until that point. And that is dangerously wrong. And I've used the word dangerous and dangerously quite a lot, but I hope I'm getting the point across. I don't think this is a good film. There isn't anything particularly wrong or egregious in how it's paced and how its characters are written for the most part, but there is a problem in how everyone and everything is framed, ultimately framed by the end. And the message that I get from it is not the most uplifting or the most useful to anybody. So yes, this film left me a bit cold and also a bit confused in that sense. Hopefully you can understand why. I wouldn't recommend it, even as far as South Korean animations that are about family togetherness. There are better fish to fry. Huh? Oh. That's not cute. That's annoying.